guys, it's Jacqueline and welcome back to another speed build in The Sims 4, and today I am building the exact same thing I was building in my last speed build because this is a two-part speed build. So I'm just going to say this really fast. If you have not watched the first part of this build and you want to, that'll be the exterior. You can watch it in the link in the description down below. So this is a farmhouse in Windenburg for the Munch family, and that was not really a long introduction, but I was just kind of trying to get it all out, so it went pretty fast. Okay. Anyway, so like I said, this is a farmhouse for the Munch family. This video is just going to be the interior of it, and so I wanted to really capture like family home type of essence. There's a lot of pastels in here. I said this in the last video, but that's kind of what Mila Munch makes me think of. So I'm not going to go into really explaining the backstory of the family here or anything like that because it is in the last video. But I will explain the characters as we get to their rooms and stuff. So. Yeah, I will describe the characters if you are not familiar with them, but they are from The Sims 4 Get Together, and they are like pre-made townies, so I did not make them, but I think they're a really cute family, and I had to make a house for them for my save, so yeah, that's what we're doing. But anyway, as you can see here, I really just wanted to have like a very family-like feeling in this entire house, really. So there was a lot of cats and dogs used, a lot of actually, I don't know how much seasons there was, but just those types of packs, a lot of parenthood, the types of packs where you like look at them and you could just tell they're meant for a family setting, or like really cute little cottages and things and stuff. Oh my god, I'm sorry, it's late. Anyway, I do use a lot of clutter in this build, like you can probably see, just because I really wanted it to feel lived in, and like a lot of people you know, were inhabiting the space because there are supposed to be 4 people living there. 3 of them are either kids or like young adults that just aren't moving out, so I definitely imagine there would be a lot of stuff everywhere, kind of probably to Mila's dismay, because I believe she's a neat sim, or if she's not, she definitely strikes me as the type of sim that will want to have everything being really neat and tidy and stuff. So yeah, there is a lot of clutter everywhere, and that's also part of the reason why this video is like so long, because this is 25 minutes just for the interior, and I was gonna have this be a one-part build like while I was building it, but the footage together was like 7 hours with the exterior and the interior. I cut it down to 5 before I shortened it, or before I sped it up, and then I sped it up, and I had this like momentary panic because I had sped it up and it was still at like an hour and something minutes, and then I realized that there were like entire sections, like 20-minute long sections, that had not been sped up for some reason. Like when I highlighted and sped everything up, they had just glitched out and not really functioned. Not gotten sped up, so yeah, that was a crisis averted there. But yeah, we're fine, everything's fine. It's only 25 minutes of building, hopefully you enjoy it. But anyway, I use the picture frames, by the way. Sorry, this is I'm jumping around so much, but I use the picture frames. I want to mention that really fast because that's the first time I've ever used them. The picture frames that came with the update we got with the Mosquito Stuff pack, where you can now drag pictures off the walls and put them onto little side tables and stuff. It's so cute. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Because look at that. Look at little Lucas. Look at little Lucas Munch just sitting there. He's so cute. He's got a little like thumbs up going on. I love it because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of awkward to have pictures of people on walls. Like, yeah, it makes sense for the most part, but just having like an entire gallery of pictures of people on walls doesn't really feel very realistic. But tons of people have little pictures in like standing frames on side tables and stuff. So that's really exciting, and I'm so happy that we have that because I wanted it for so long, and it's just a really great feature, and I'm going to be done swooning with that now. But anyway, we just bypassed the living room there, and now we've moved on to this little like chess area. I don't know, I felt like it made sense to have chess, especially because Gunther is a bookworm, and like he kind of strikes me as the intellectual type, so I think they need a place for chess in this house. So like maybe Moira, I'm sorry, I might accidentally call Mila Moira at some point. They put 2 townies with like sort of similar storylines in very close proximity to each other, and one is named Moira and one is named Mila. I'm building a house for Mila, but I might call her Moira by accident. But I thought that maybe like Mila and Moira played, oh my god, Mila and Gunther played chess together sometimes. That would be a cute like mother-daughter, son bonding type thing. So that would be really adorable. And then also just throwing it out there that this build is pretty easily customizable. If you don't want to have the Munch family living here, you could definitely give it to a different group of Sims, and then just customize the bedrooms, because the rest of it is not super tailored to their family, except like I threw in a lot of colors that I thought made sense for the family and everything. But anyway, now we moved on to the kitchen, and I spent forever trying to choose which counters I wanted to use. I cut that out because, like I said, this video was ridiculously long. But I really wanted to use those cabinets that I'm using from Vampire Stuff Pack, or Game Pack, sorry, because I literally never use those, and they're so pretty. But the thing is that the cabinets don't have any colorways on them, like the cabinets and counters. They've got the white and black colorway, the like teal greenish and white or cream top colorway, and then the last one is, I want to say red. I could be wrong though, don't quote me on that. But the point is, there's not very many usable colorways, and they're so beautiful, like the carpentry on them, the carvings and the details and everything are just so pretty. But I knew that I could definitely not use the counters in here because it just would not be fitting. But I really wanted to use the cupboards because, well, first of all, we've got those little like detailed engraved plates in there, and they're so pretty, and I definitely thought that like maybe Mila would collect plates and like have fine china and stuff, so I really wanted to use those, but like I obviously couldn't, like I said, use the counters. I'm sorry, I'm spacing on words. But so I really wanted to use those, and then I just ended up using these counters because I feel like they are still kind of fitting. Like they still have the black knobs on them, and they have white countertops, even though they don't have the same or matching wood colors on the bottom. And then I just used the white wood color for the island instead of for the main counter area. I'm not describing this very well, but the point is, it was a lot of compromising and mix and matching to get where I wanted to be with this one. So yeah, that was pretty fun. I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. But either way, right here, just putting some clutter into the kitchen. Actually, the kitchen, as far as clutter goes, is relatively chill, I think. I say that. Watch me put in like tons and tons of clutter. I don't really remember what I did, to be honest. I built this over the course of like a really long time, and I finished it like 4 days ago already, so yeah. I don't know, I really can't tell you exactly what I did here, but I can talk about this little centerpiece that I made in the middle of the island. I've been doing that more lately. The first time I did it was in like a vampire family home, and I just didn't really, like, there weren't any like fitting decorations for centerpieces, so I did this thing with the flowers from Seasons and like a little basket, but I used a like much darker colorway, obviously. But now I think they're so cute, and I don't know how to stop using them because I just think they're so adorable. So yeah, that's kind of an issue on my part, but you know, we're fine. Anyway, how are you all doing? I'm doing okay. I am kind of tired, to be honest. I mean, like, I just finished my first week of our back to school, and it's fine. We're not really doing anything too intense right now, so school is pretty chill, but it's still like going from, you know, relatively peacefulness to having to go somewhere every day, which I did have to go somewhere every day during the summer. I had a volunteering thing every day for like several weeks, but it was different, you know. I just, school, man, it's really a thing. So, you know, we're fine. Anyway, do you guys go to sorry, that sounds creepy. Yeah, anything in your life that you're like tired of and you'd rather not be doing right now? Because that's school for me, and I know I go on this rant like all the time, but I just don't enjoy school, and there's so many components to it, like so many layers. But you may recall, I was like kind of ranting about how I don't like history classes because they never really like teach you in detail about, you know, history. And history is so interesting and like so valuable to forming an educated perspective on human life. And they, like, especially here in the US, they just kind of skim over like the ugly parts of it, which are obviously the most important parts. So yeah, I was kind of concerned that would happen, but that does not seem to be happening so far, so I'm really happy about that because, yeah, I'm excited. But also, I think my history teacher kind of might not like me, but also I think like everybody doesn't like me, so I don't know. It might be a biased opinion coming from me, so yeah. But I don't know. I'm excited for the class. You'll probably hear me like talking about it a lot. I'm really excited for it, but actually I do have one complaint so far. In that class we had to do this thing. It's not really a complaint on the class, it's just a complaint on me, I suppose. But we had to do a project where we basically had to like pick 5 events from our life and describe like how they impacted us, right? And that's all good and fine, but like I could do that pretty easily. But the thing is, these events are going to be like put up on the wall of the classroom, and high schoolers are judgy, man. I don't want them knowing like events that I think impacted me. Like, no, thank you. So yeah, I kind of had to choose events that were like would seem significant, but also I didn't really mind people seeing or having access to reading. I'm kind of questioning. I talked about this girl that I used to be friends with, and I'm not friends with her anymore, and I talked about how like my not being friends with her impacted my outlook on life and my perspective and stuff. But you know, it's okay. Nobody actually reads them anyway, so I don't know why I was really worried about it, but still, you know. I also like teachers. Not that I don't like I have no problem with teachers as a whole, but like I just met this woman a few days ago, and I don't really want to divulge things that were really impactful in my life to her just yet. So yeah, that's that. But that was my only complaint so far. But we did actually the way that my school works, we have this class called World. Actually, it's 2 classes. So our history and our lit teachers partner up in sophomore year, which is the year that I'm in, and basically they teach us like together, so everything is really cohesive and overlaps. So like at the same time as we're learning about World War II, we'll be reading a book about the Holocaust and something like that, so that we get, I don't know, the literary perspective on it at the same time as we're learning the historical perspective on it, which I think is a really good idea. Like, it's definitely really interesting. We also had that at my middle school. In 10th grade, we didn't have, wait, no, 9th grade, sorry, I'm getting my grades mixed up. In 9th grade, we didn't even have a history class, so that was like, I don't know, I was just destined to hate 9th grade, you know? There was no history class, like, what do you expect? But now we have a history class, and they're doing it well, and I'm excited. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm such a history nerd, you have no idea, and like, it's so interesting, and everybody's like, ew, history, that's so gross, like, but history is so, I don't know, I just think it's so essential to like learning about human nature and everything, and it's so, also, it's like, it's not boring, you know? But I say that about every class. Like, honestly, the only class that I really am not a huge fan of would probably be science. Not because I don't find it interesting, I do, but I don't really know that I have the mind for it. Like, generally I would consider myself a pretty analytical person because, you know, I'm like relatively good at math and I really like math. But with science, I feel like, you know, it's less of the number crunchy and more of the kind of memorizing facts, and like I don't really know how to describe why exactly I'm not a big fan of science. It's not my forte really, but I could like it. It's interesting because some things about science like really interest me. For example, I find space just absolutely fascinating, and especially like studies of the brain. Psychology is really interesting to me, and neurology. I definitely think studies of the human body are very interesting, just not something I'd like to do with my life. And obviously science is like has an integral role in basically every other topic, like especially history. You can't have history without science. You can't know all these things that we know about previous civilizations without having the science to explain everything and like back it up. And it takes a very scientific mind to know a lot of these things. So it's not that I like don't like science or disrespect it as a subject in any way, but it's not like it's really not something that I'm super interested in. So yeah, that's really my only complaint, academically wise, that is. But besides that, I don't know, I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited about World especially. That's going to be a very educational class, I think, which usually would not be something that people would say, I guess, to be like a positive thing, but I'm very, very interested in it. And yeah, right now we're doing, for that class, we are reading In the Time of the Butterflies, which I actually started reading like forever ago, but I just didn't finish it. Not because it was a bad book, like I actually thought it was a really good book, but I don't know why. It was one of those things where I was reading a ton of books at the same time, and then I didn't have time, and so I had to drop one, and I just dropped, you know, a random one. But now I get to read it again, so that's all good and fine. And we learned about history of the DR. Actually, that was really interesting, because the way that they did it was that we had history of the DR in my lit class, but then in my history class we read like a children's story to get I don't know, like a, you know, children's perspective on what was going on there. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know, that was kind of, I just think it's interesting how they're like flip-flopping subjects and stuff, but I'm definitely I don't know, how many times can I say I'm excited? I'm just really excited. But anyway, we just did the hallway there. So you pretty much saw the downstairs already. I did a little office for Mila, and then of course the kitchen and the dining room and everything, and there's also a bathroom down there, or actually I believe 2 bathrooms down there, but I cut both of them out because I didn't really have time to build, and they're all pretty repetitive. Also, sorry if you can hear somebody talking in the background in this video. My family is very loud. But anyway, so this is Gunther's. Wow, they just keep talking. This is Gunther's bedroom, and he's a young adult, and basically the concept is that he's like living, I suppose he's still living there, and you know, everybody kind of thought he would move out by now, but he hasn't moved out yet, so they're all just like waiting for him to move out, and yeah, his prospects are not that great right now, but he is a writer and a bookworm. I'm not actually 100% sure on the writer, but I believe he does have the writing skill because I put in a laptop for that reason. So yeah, he's a bookworm, so there's a lot of books around here and just like a lot of clutter that I thought kind of made sense for someone like him. Like I said earlier, I kind of get the vibes of like some kind of intellectual, sort of pretentious, but also like his life is a mess type of thing. And that's sort of just what I've gathered from the way he's dressed and all the skill set that he has and stuff. But I don't know, I could be completely wrong. I suppose the good thing with The Sims is that you could just interpret the characters however you want, but yeah, this house is definitely according to my interpretations of them. So I went for a really beigey and orange color scheme here. There is a blue bed, obviously, as you can see, and like a lot of browns around the place. I just really wanted it to be kind of dull. I was trying to like use the same colors that were in his outfit, which is he has like a brown, he's got that weird sort of suit jacket and scarf thing from Get Together that I'm not really sure, I don't know, maybe there's like a name for that ensemble, I don't know what it would be, but that's what he's wearing, and he's wearing it in like a brownish and orange color. That's his default outfit at least. I'm going to redress them probably for my save. I think I've redressed all the townies I've done so far because they're not really, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of the EA fashion sense, you know? And also, of course, when you get to redress them yourself, you can use other packs and stuff, but when they're making them for the expansion pack or the game pack or whatever, they can only obviously use the items that, you know, come from the pack that they're making the townies for. So it is just nice to make them yourself. It's also really fun. You should definitely try that if you're up for a good cast challenge every now and again, because I don't know, sometimes they're just real disasters, you know? But anyway, we've moved on to Wolfgang's bedroom, and he's also quite a card. So he's got the mischievous trait. I mean, it's not a trait, it's the aspiration, but I can't seem to remember what it's actually called right now, but oh, it's public enemy number 1, sorry. Yeah, so he wants to be public enemy number 1, that's his aspiration. And so, you know, not the nicest of guys. He's also in the Renegades, I believe, which is sort of like the rebel type of club in Windenburg, so that says a little bit about his character too, but I wanted to use a lot of definitely like blacks and stuff based on how he's dressed and his character. Sort of like seems gothy, the type that's like, I don't know. I don't want to call all of them pretentious, but he also kind of feels a bit pretentious to me. But again, I don't know. But either way, so I was kind of definitely channeling my like a bit of evil in this room, because I don't think I've ever done a bedroom for an evil sim before, and he doesn't actually have the evil trait, I don't believe, but I was kind of thinking that maybe like he was really into conspiracy theories or something like that, and he was like on the bad end of them, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't really know. I can't really think of any examples in real life right now, but you know the type of thing where there's like a conspiracy theory, and then there's like the good guys and the bad guys in it, and then there's the people that believe the conspiracy theory, but they also are like, yeah, I believe this, but I am siding with the people that are clearly in the wrong here. So that's kind of the personality that I was picturing. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh on him. I don't know. I also kind of have a bias against the name Wolfgang. Not going to talk about it again, but talked about it in the part 1 of this video. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Also, I don't know why I put a video game console down by his bed. He doesn't have a TV in there, so it doesn't make a ton of sense, but it kind of felt like some kind of piece of technology that maybe I don't know, like, you know how you have to have all this fancy technology to connect to the dark web? I don't know what exactly he would be doing on the dark web, because, yeah, I want to believe he's a good child, I really do, but, I don't know, not gonna say he's on the dark web, but, you know, Wolfgang, pretty mysterious things he's doing there. So anyway, now we've moved on to, Lucas's room, and Lucas is just, like, the shining golden boy, in Mila's eyes at least. Like, she is obsessed with him. He's like the reason that she gets up in the morning, because her other two kids are kind of train wrecks at the moment. So, I mean, not that they're train wrecks, but you know what I mean. She's kind of like, oh, Lucas, you're my only hope. So yeah, I definitely, his room is like very colorful. Also, he's a child, so obviously I wasn't gonna go all like dark and gothic or whatever. Because he doesn't dress that way either. He's got like little suspenders on in his original outfit. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it. That's also part of the reason, honestly, like I looked at his outfit and I was like, they live on a farm. Because originally they don't live on a farm, like in the house that the game gives them. They live in this like sprawling estate type of Tudor sort of thing. And it's not exactly a Tudor house, but it uses the Tudor wallpaper. So I kind of automatically consider it a Tudor house, but yeah, that's what they live in originally. I just didn't feel like it was very fitting. And also, I really wanted to build a farmhouse, so here we go. That is how we ended up with this thing, but, yeah, he's like the reason they're on a farm. And he's just really cute, so yeah. There's yellow in this room. It's very yellow and green. I really was going for that sort of colorful color scheme. Wow. That's the type of thing that I was going for. And I also used this bed from Cats and Dogs, because it's got like the little dog print on it, and it's really cute, and it's like patchwork quilting, and it's so adorable, and I never use it, but I used it this time, and I was really, really happy with that. Because, I don't know, I don't tend to go for the like really eccentric quilting designs, but I felt like it was really fitting for this house. I also used one of the more eclectic styled dog beds downstairs. Oh, speaking of which, there is room for a dog and a cat in this house, except, wait, I didn't put in a litter box. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put in a litter box before I upload this to the gallery, because there is a scratching post, and it wouldn't make sense to have a scratching post if there wasn't a cat. So, yeah, there's room for a cat in here, as well as a dog. I definitely thought that they would have both, because, I don't know, when I was thinking, at first I was like, yes, definitely dog, like, big dog, German Shepherd. But then, I thought, no, like, they need to have a cat, because Gunther needs to have a cat. So now they have both, and like I said, there will be stuff for both of them in the final version of this when it's on the gallery. And now we moved on to Moira's room anyway, so here I just wanted to keep it simple. There is a decent amount of clutter, especially on her dresser, which is over in the other corner of the bedroom, but I felt like this was kind of, you know, her safe haven away from the rest of the family. She's not married, so she has this room all to herself, so it's kind of just like her space to chill, and like none of the kids are allowed in here. That's kind of what I was thinking, and I also put up some little magazines on that little footstool. No. I always forget the word for that. I'm so sorry. The little thing I have at the end of the bed, I put some magazines up on that. So I put the baking one and also the floral arranging one on there because I thought it's an ottoman. Yeah, on the ottoman, because I thought that seemed like the two hobbies she would probably be interested in. She's a cook. That's her like day job. So there is also a big kitchen downstairs if you didn't see that. But I thought baking specifically kind of felt like a thing that she would do, because I don't know if I said it in this build, but she definitely gives me really strong like domestic vibes. So yeah, that is there because of that. And then also, I don't know if you saw it, but I put a painting on the other wall of like the wine glass, because I was kind of imagining she likes to like relax, unwind with her wine in her bedroom, you know? It's a coping mechanism. We all have coping mechanisms. But then I also framed it in a frame from a different painting, but eventually you just have to go through the paintings and you'll find one that fits the same painting that you have, because that one had like a frame that wasn't really fancy and didn't exactly fit the like style of the room, so I wanted to use a different one, and I did. That was a long-winded explanation for that. So yeah, hopefully you think that's a cool trick. I like it. But anyway, this is the only bathroom that I show in the house, and it's decently simple, really. The only thing I could think of that's sort of out of the ordinary, I suppose, is that I put little stuff, some little clutter on the little window ledge of that window right there, because I think that's really cute. I do that occasionally in bathrooms because I think it's just a really like adorable little detail, and stuff. But anyway, since we're not doing any of the exterior in this build, we're actually coming to the end of the build here. So if you like this, you can let me know by leaving a comment and liking this video, and also obviously if you want to see more videos, you can subscribe to my channel and click the bell for notifications. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I'm sorry this voiceover was kind of a mess. That is it. Bye guys.